Let's go, Eagles! The excitement is building in Philadelphia, and I have some significant updates to share with you. The Eagles are focused on making another Super Bowl run, and for that to happen, head coach Nick Sirianni needs a roster filled with impactful players. There's a lot to discuss, so let's jump right in. First off, the Philadelphia Eagles are making headlines by finally taking a step many fans have been hoping for. Reports indicate that the Eagles hosted standout defensive lineman Walter Nolen from Ole Miss for a top 30 visit. This is a strong indication that general manager Howie Roseman might be gearing up for a bold move on draft day. This isn't just speculation, it's happening. With Nolan's impressive talent and athleticism, pairing him with Jalen Carter could create a formidable defensive line for years to come. At 6 feet 4 inches and 296 pounds, Nolen has explosive power and an elite first step that can leave blockers behind. While scouts have noted that he can be overly aggressive at times, which might take him out of plays, the expertise of defensive coach Vic Fangio and new defensive line coach Clint Hurt can help refine those rough edges. This situation feels reminiscent of the pre-draft buzz surrounding Jalen Carter last year, and we all know how that turned out. Now, let's address the A.J. Brown trade rumors that have been circulating, sparked by some wild speculation from a New England radio host. The idea was floated that the Eagles might be so interested in Penn State linebacker Abdul Carter that they would consider trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots to move up to the 4th overall pick. Yes, that's right, Swole Batman. The suggestion was a reunion between A.J. and Mike Vrabel in New England. But let's put that to rest right now. Financially and logistically, it doesn't make sense. Trading AJ would result in a cap hit of over $60 million, and there's no way we're moving one of the league's top receivers, especially after he signed a significant extension. Despite this, a poll showed that around 14% of fans would entertain the idea. Honestly, what are we thinking? A.J. Brown is staying put. Period. Don't let the chatter from sports radio sway your opinion. While those trade rumors are just noise, the interest in Walter Nolen is very real. The Eagles are genuinely interested, and they're not alone. If they want to secure him, they may need to trade up from the 32nd pick. A likely target could be the 24th pick, currently held by the Minnesota Vikings. With the Vikings looking to gain more draft capital, since they have limited picks this year, the Eagles could realistically move up by offering a combination of later picks or even some from 2026. This kind of maneuvering is typical for Howie Roseman. He has a knack for navigating the draft like a chess master, whether it's trading up or down or stacking picks for future years. Remember, he's the only GM in NFL history to draft 4 consecutive second-round Pro Bowlers: Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, Landon Dickerson, and Cam Jurgens. That's not just luck. It's a testament to elite talent evaluation and strategic planning. Now let's circle back to Nolen for a moment. There have been discussions about his character and off-field decisions, particularly regarding his multiple high school transfers and a few college moves. Let's take a closer look at the context surrounding Walter Nolen's past moves. Some of his transfers were due to coaching changes, while others were family-related decisions during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are no red flags here, just life circumstances. If Nolen falls to the 24th pick or lower, and the Eagles can package a deal to move up without sacrificing their future, this could turn out to be another steal like Jalen Carter. Eagles writer and draft analyst Anthony DeBona has even stated, "Walter Nolen is the pick that I want." Honestly, I feel the same way. His potential is sky high. But that's not all. There's growing interest in the tight end position as well. Mason Taylor, the LSU tight end, and son of NFL legend Jason Taylor, is quickly rising up draft boards. Some mock drafts even have him going in the first round. The Eagles have been linked to him since the Combine. While there hasn't been a confirmed top 30 visit, formal meetings have taken place, which is often enough when the team has already reviewed the film and knows the player well. With ongoing rumors about Dallas Goedert potentially being on the trade block, Mason Taylor could be seen as a future replacement. It seems like a matter of when, not if, For Goedert's situation at this point, there has been consistent chatter for months, with insiders like Jordan Schultz and Josina Anderson reporting that the Eagles are open to accepting 2026 draft compensation. This is significant, as it indicates that the front office is ready to move on, especially if they can secure a promising replacement like Taylor, or even Harold Fannin Jr. later in the draft. Fannin, a former safety-turned-hybrid tight end from Bowling Green, has also caught the attention of the Eagles' scouting department, thanks to connections like QB coach Scott Leeler. So here's where we stand. Eagles fans, there's a real opportunity to trade up for Walter Nolan, major buzz around Mason Taylor, and Dallas Goedert looking increasingly likely to be moved during the draft. All of this adds up to a potentially game-changing draft for the Eagles. Now, I want to hear from you. Should the Eagles trade up to grab Walter Nolan if he's available at 24? Or do you have someone else in mind for our first-round pick? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned because in the next part, we'll dive deeper into the tight end possibilities, Dallas Goedert's trade value, and why Cooper DeJean might be the most underrated rising star on the entire roster. If the Eagles do make a move to grab Walter Nolan, it could be a defining moment that reshapes this defense. But that's not the only domino that could fall on draft night. The tight end situation is just as critical, and if you're not paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes with Dallas Goedert, you might miss one of the biggest trades of the offseason. The chatter has been constant for months, and now reliable sources like Jordan Schultz and Josina Anderson are confirming what many fans have suspected. The Eagles are willing to move Goedert, even if it means accepting future draft compensation in 2026. This isn't just speculation anymore. It's a front office preparing for the future. And if that doesn't catch your attention, the buzz around Mason Taylor should. His name has surged into first-round territory. Respected voices in the draft community, like Daniel Jeremiah and Brian Baldinger, have both linked him to Philly at pick 32. Some might argue that's a reach, but Taylor checks all the boxes: NFL pedigree, reliable hands, strong blocking skills, and he's already polished from playing in the SEC. He looks like a plug-and-play contributor, especially in an offense that's already loaded with talent like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Saquon Barkley. The idea of trading Dallas Goedert and drafting Mason Taylor feels more like a strategic move than a reaction to circumstances. By doing this, the Eagles would get younger and more cost-effective while still keeping a high ceiling at the tight end position. Let's be honest, if Goedert is traded after selecting a first-round tight end, the leverage in negotiations would vanish. That's why moving him either just before or on draft night makes a lot of sense. If a team like the Colts or another tight end needy squad is willing to part with a day 2 pick, or even a conditional third-round pick in 2026 that could escalate to a second based on performance, the Eagles would likely pull the trigger. But let's not overlook another option: Harold Fannin Jr., the standout from Bowling Green who has quietly become one of the most intriguing names in the draft. He's not your typical tight end. Fannin is a converted safety and wide receiver who has only been playing the position for 2 years, yet he has already shown that he can be a dynamic mismatch nightmare. He can line up anywhere: out wide, in the slot, in line, and even in the backfield. That kind of versatility is invaluable in today's NFL. Just imagine the mismatches he could create alongside A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Saquon Barkley. Now, there have been some whispers about character concerns, especially after a recent interview where Baldinger's tone shifted. However, when you look closer, the only red flag seems to be poor grades during remote learning in high school, which caused some schools to back off. That's it. So, I want to hear from you. Should the Eagles trade up for Walter Nolan? Is Mason Taylor the next great tight end for Philadelphia? Or should they take a chance on Harold Fannin's potential? Let me know in the comments. Who do you want to see in Midnight Green? And don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the next one on the screen right now, where we'll break down even more prospects the Eagles could target on day 2 of the draft. Go Birds!